voting rules. Who's doing this? Karen, you doing this?
Voting rules?
Voting.
I'm sorry, not voting rules. Testing, vote testing rules. Vote testing. Test.
Vote rules test.
You have the chair.
The Lake Committee has evaluated the vote safety testing for the 2008 series. Has issued two tests, two separate tests with answer keys, and the recommendation is that the test be administered to re-registrants for both non-powered and powered boats for the year 2008 and in subsequent even years. That would be for re-registrations. And of course, no change to the requirement that new first-time registrants pass the test. And so I move that we accept that.
I have several concerns, which I voiced through our liaison to the committee. One of the biggest is the fact that the person registering the boat is only one of the people that is probably operating the boat. So if you don't have all operators taking the test, then what good does it do having the registrant take the test? It can be argued, and the Lake Committee has done that as far as their presentation, that our lake is unique, and I agree. But if you take states with large lakes, in fact you can take the state of Virginia, you can take the state of New Hampshire, that has a boating test for all their lakes. That doesn't mean you can't have specific rules that everyone signs that they agree to abide to, every operator agrees to abide to, and that thus allows it to go to a compliance issue if someone is found out here disobeying the rules. But whether there needs to be a test or not, specific to ours, again I question, but I agree to go, if you will, with what the Lake Committee says. However, taking a test every 2 years, I question whether that's necessary either. States that do these, Virginia, which is going to, New Hampshire that already does, and I only bring up New Hampshire because it's got a huge lake, you take it once and you're certified. Why do we, with our small lake, think that we need to do it every other year? Those are the questions I bring to the board. I'm in disagreement with doing a test that does not include operators. If you want to give every operator the test, I have absolutely no complaint against that. But just doing registrants doesn't make any sense to me.
Steve?
Does it remove any liability from the association to do this? Because basically I agree with Pat, except the only reason you can justify it is CYA. And I really don't see it having a big effect. If somebody got hurt out here, they say, oh, well, you don't have a test for the operators.
Yeah, I don't think it's about liability. I think it's about, the original intent of having the test was for educational purposes, to make sure people are reading the rules, because so many people out in the lake are not following them. And I agree, ideally, if we could get all the operators, that'd be great, but we can't, and the registered owner is supposed to be responsible for who's driving the boat. Hard to do, but I think this test is needed. Even if Virginia comes up, I guess they are going to come up with a separate test, but that won't cover our lake. It's an educational tool so people read the rules. I think every 2 years is reasonable. It's an open book test. Probably take you 10 minutes.
Go ahead.
I would support the taking of the test, but I'd also like to see, if possible, this summer a little more aggressive enforcement than we've had in the past. Because I agree that a lot of people are breaking the rules. And we need to get the word out that they're going to be fined for it.
You're here.
I just want to reinforce what Joanne just said. The Lake Committee is very concerned about the enforcement and lack of enforcement of the rules on the lake. And we plan, I would like to have the patrol supervisor come to our April meeting to give the committee, I guess, some guidelines or what the policy is going to be, how they're going to do a better job, because they really aren't.
Ray, you have any quote on that?
I think that I understand the concern and appreciate it from a safety point of view. I also think we need to look at possibly extending the hours of lake patrol. I think part of the problem. Certainly a way we could improve the situation.
When do they patrol?
It varies.
Back to the, just a second.
Yeah, to the,
Yeah, you're right, John. We need to get back to the question.
Yeah.
Are there any more comments on this? Yes, Pat?
If the board goes the route that's being proposed, I would ask Ray to review what the registrant signs when they register their vote and make sure somewhere in there in good bold letters is the fact that they are responsible for any action taken on their vote by anyone regardless of whether they're present, because then that again opens up the compliance issue. But again, my concern is that your operators aren't taking the test.
Okay. Well, now I have the 2007 boat registration form, and under the certification and acceptance of responsibility, it does say, and agree to accept any penalties for infraction thereof by myself or any other person operating a boat. So,
You could probably make that statement.
We could probably make it the first question on the test.
That's a good
On a
point.
vote.
That's a good point.
And if you get that one wrong, you don't get it. You fail.
Automatically.
Yeah.
I'll just add to what's already been said in a few words. I think it is all about education. And when we first started this test, that was the entire objective. The objective was not to fail people and get them to, we refused to let them have a boat on the lake, but to get them to read the rules, just even once. And that's why it's an open book test. Take it home and open up those rules. And that was the purpose, to get people to get the rules in front of their face. And I think the way the thing is designed is a good way to get that done. I think doing it every 2 years is not an undue impediment to getting a voting registration. And certainly our lake is a unique lake. We have a whole bunch of unique rules that you won't find in any other Virginia lake. Counterclockwise operation, no donuts on Saturday, endless list of things that are unique to our lake. It's good to remind our operators of those rules. Okay, I'm done preaching. Anybody else? All in favor? All opposed? Okay, John and Pat were opposed.